the next little moment that I want to play you, Angela, is actually the most interesting for me for a few different reasons. Firstly, they're talking about faith. And Tina Knowles is a highly religious woman, but she says it doesn't have to be religious faith. But what's interesting is Meghan quite quickly comes back and says, well, I believe in faith in myself. And it's so true when you think about the way that Meghan acts. She doesn't believe in a higher power or anything like that. She thinks that she is God. So that was really interesting. But then Tina Knowles talks about a quote, which is in her book. And remembering her book has been released. It's number 1 on the bestseller list. And Meghan has to acknowledge that she hasn't even bothered to read her book before interviewing her for the podcast, which is like the ultimate sign of disrespect. She has done no research for this. So that's the second facet. But the third facet, Tina Knowles talks about bitterness and the fact that it's so important that you should not live your life as a bitter human being. And I want you to listen to Meghan's reaction because it's so instructive about why she's continuing this vile warfare against the British royal family and her own family.
I'm not saying it has to be religious faith. That's what it is for me, but you have to have faith in something.
Something greater than yourself. Or faith in yourself. I used to have a quote up in my trailer years ago that said, my faith is greater than my fear.
Absolutely. That's in my book too. I say that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to dig into it.
Yeah, because it's true. You have to, and that doesn't come easy.
Mm-mm.
And the other thing is I have fought very hard not to be bitter because I don't want to be bitter. I don't want any parts of it. I choose to look at the good things in my life and not harp on the bad ones. And so I've been through a bunch of stuff in my life, really hard stuff. But what I will never be is bitter. I let it go.
I mean, that is easier said than done for a lot of people. But I think that is what you said earlier. Just, you don't want wasted time.
How fascinating, Angela, that you've got Tina Knowles saying bitterness. You know, I let go of my bitterness. And you can see Meghan's bristling because that isn't what she believes. This is the most bitter woman in the world, Angela Levin. And she steps in and says, well, you know, that's not how most people feel. And we know who she's talking about. She's talking about herself because she is so bitter and she will never let her bitterness go.
She could have a lovely life. You've got 2 children, you've got a husband, you've got a house with 16 toilets. Get on with it and leave the rest behind you. That makes tremendous sense if you don't want to allow bitterness to overtake you.
But Angela, then did you notice at the end of that, that's when Meghan comes back and brings up this concept of wasted time. How can she be so tone deaf? It's like both of your fathers are in their final act. You know, they're both not particularly well men and you are wasting time.